Hey, this is Max with Guitar Center. We're here at NAMM 2026, and we are in the Dunlop Sound Lab with our friend Brian. Brian, how you doing?
What's happening, y'all?
We are checking out a very cool anniversary pedal, the 30th anniversary of the way huge Jumbo Fuzz Swollen Pickle. All right, so obviously been on the scene for quite a while. In the name, 30 years. Pretty legendary pedal from the mind of George Trips. If you could tell us a little bit about what makes this particular 30th anniversary model so special.
Well, there's a couple things. Some of the functionality that was in the original Swollen Pickle, there's lots of switches and knobs and stuff on the inside. George brought them out onto the front of the pedal. Now, there's still a couple of dip switches that are inside that you can adjust capacitance, so you have a lot of versatility. It's kind of like customizing your own electronic project board. That's kind of what it's like. The thing that I really like about it, it seems to be a little more controllable with the crunch switch now activating an LED circuit for the clipping or a silicon transistor, which is kind of cool. The silicon transistor cuts it off a little bit more. It's a little more squishy, a little more compressed. The LED is going to give you more of an overdrive-y kind of vibe, so you can reel in all those frequency cancellations.
All right, so Brian, if you don't mind demoing the differences between the two, if you really don't mind giving us your clean tone first.
Okay. It's kind of a pushed clean. You can tell it's not surf clean. So that is the silicon transistor. Here it is with the LED. So you can hear it open up a little bit more. It's a little more overdrive-like. Roll down the volume knob on the guitar. Now here's a trick. Because we have a single channel amp here, this lovely rev, thank you guys. I like to stack it up into an overdrive to get this really kind of blown out sound. I'm gonna go back to the silicon. Whoa!
All right, so we obviously just heard the difference between the two voicings here with silicon versus LED. There's also two additional knobs here for high and low, yeah?
Yeah, so the low is a low bandpass filter and the high is a high bandpass filter, and you can select through the frequency range where you want to cut off those frequencies. So you can really get a nosy mid-range, or you can get it more open, you can get it real tubby and muddy, you can do all kinds of things with this thing. So that's why I really like it, because it's super versatile right there on the fly in the middle of your gig. You can just, okay, that sounds great, go! So one thing I want to bring up before we move on is that this has a ton of output. So there's a little line detent where you got to start paying attention, because at the very end of this, there's a bomb and you don't want to go blowing up your amp. But I like it because a lot of times fuzzes don't have enough output. And when you slam the input of your tube amp, you're lighting up the plate voltage, the amp is doing the major work, and everything just starts blowing up in a good way, but you don't want to blow it up in a bad way. So just be aware that it has a ton of output.
Yeah, but that's kind of where fuzz pedals get fun, right?
Come on, bro. That's where it all gets fun, when you're on the edge.
Yeah. So this is available this spring.
Yes.
Limited edition?
It is limited edition. One thing I do want to say is that the graphics are fantastic. Fonts is like the Jumbo Clown Room kind of. It reminds me of that. And it just looks really cool, but it sounds great. Like I said, it's really, really versatile, which I think is a plus. And kudos for George Trips and his 30th anniversary.
Well, Brian, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thing sounds awesome. As Brian said, this is limited edition, so you're going to want to get your order in fast. For more new from NAMM and the latest from Dunlop, stay tuned to guitarcenter.com and our YouTube channel.